Thank God it's Friday, and Fridays I often enjoy a seafood dinner. So I'm going to prepare one of my favorites. It's called linguini with mussels. I've got my ingredients all lined up here. I've got a bottle of white wine, extra virgin olive oil, crushed red pepper, ground black pepper, garlic powder, sea salt, a 28-ounce can of peeled plum-shaped tomatoes, a small can of tomato paste, some fresh parsley, a small loaf of bread, fennel seed, thyme, 2 cloves of garlic, cornstarch, a medium onion, and a package of linguini. I've also got a package of mussels. Now we're set to go. We have 3 tablespoons of olive oil. We have a half teaspoon of fennel seeds. We have a half teaspoon of ground red pepper. We have a half teaspoon of black pepper. We have a half teaspoon of garlic powder. We have a half teaspoon of thyme. And we have a 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt. We have a diced up onion. We have 2 cloves of garlic cut up. We have a 6-ounce can of tomato paste. We have a half cup of white wine. We have 3 tablespoons of cut up parsley, fresh parsley. We have 2 tablespoons of cornstarch dissolved in about a 1/4 cup of cold water. We took a 28-ounce can of peeled plum-shaped tomatoes. We removed the tomatoes and cut them up individually into 3 or 4 slices. And we drained most of the juice off and set it aside just in case we need it later, which we probably won't, but just in case the meal is turning out too dry, we may want to mix some more tomato juice in to make it more watery. We also have these mussels, which we've washed one at a time, individually inspected each one. If they weren't closed tight, we dispose of them. If they had beards sticking out on them, we would pull that off. These are small mussels. They're the ones that I prefer the most. And they're pulled from cold waters here in October, which is a great time of the year to get mussels. Any of the winter months, they're especially good. The summer months, it's hit or miss. I think they just get transported in high temperatures, and you get a bag with a 1/3 of them defective. This bag that I got here in October, I had only one defective, one opened mussel out of the whole batch. These are really good fresh mussels. Finally, we have the bread and the linguini. Select the amount of linguini according to how many people will be eating. To start off, we're going to add the olive oil to this medium-sized pot and start it heating over medium heat. We're going to add the fennel seeds, the chopped garlic, and the diced onions, and we're going to stir it occasionally for about 5 minutes till the onions become more or less caramelized, more or less translucent. At the same time, we'll start heating water in the pasta strainer. And we'll start steaming our mussels. We're going to steam these mussels until the shells open, at least until most of the shells open. It's important not to overcook the mussels. We want small, tender mussels. The onions are now well caramelized. So we're going to add the tomatoes. Also the tomato paste. The ground red pepper. The black pepper. The garlic powder. And the thyme. I added that quarter teaspoon of sea salt at the same time I was adding the other seasonings. Stir these all together. We'll also add the white wine at this time. We'll stir it up good and we'll let it cook for a while. We'll let this come to a boil. Now that this is boiling, I'll reduce it to a simmer while I check the mussels, which I think are probably about done. Yes, the mussels look about done. You see, many of them are opening. So I'm going to stop steaming them and put these mussels in with the sauce, and also a half cup of the drippings from the mussels that I'll find under at the bottom of the steamer. In they go. And I've just added the half cup of drippings from steaming the mussels that I mentioned a moment ago. Now I'm stirring everything up in this pot. And by the way, it seemed that the sauce was just the right thickness, so I decided not to add the cornstarch, nor did I add the leftover tomato juice. It seemed like everything was just perfect. We're going to cover this pot back up and let it simmer on the lowest possible heat while we finish preparing the linguini. The pasta is about done, so I'm going to do the final preparation here for the mussels. I'm stirring in the chopped up parsley. Okay, here you have it, folks. Linguini with mussels. Another meal fit for a king at Barry's Diner. If you want more details, check us out at www.barrysdiner.com.